get, as Ronnie Day said, a second lease on life and a chance to go out as a national champion? What does that mean for you personally?
It means a lot. A lot of players have come through this program or just been in college, and just being able to get the chance to play in a national championship and compete. It's a blessing. We can't take this for granted. I think the guys in the room understand that. So we have to do everything detailed and really focus in on everything.
Did you think you were over?
Yeah, I definitely thought after that game, I definitely thought things were definitely going to go down after that. So I definitely didn't think we were going to be able to come back. But God works in mysterious ways, and we got a second chance.
Ronnie, can you scoot up?
That challenge.
I just asking if you could scoot up.
Oh, yeah.
Play the number one team in their backyard. The first time all year you're going to be an underdog. What's just the mentality of this?
Just to go out there and compete. Like I said, anytime you get a chance like this, you just got to take advantage of it. We were willing to play anyone on that schedule. We just wanted a second chance, and we got that. So, we got to put in the work in these upcoming weeks and these practices and get prepared, and we'll handle business when that time comes.
How did you guys come out of the Michigan game? As it relates to those 5 big plays, what was the conversation, I guess, afterward about how to, limit those kind of plays moving forward?
Came down to 3 things really. It's fundamentals, details, and execution. We didn't do either of those things on those plays specifically, and you kind of see how that resulted.
I know Coach Knowles has talked about the way he plays. Sometimes you expect those big plays to happen. I think it's like five or fewer he feels okay about that. Right? Obviously, 5 kind of did you guys in that game. What was his message in terms of, I don't know, dialing back your aggression or being more selective about the aggression when it comes to those moments?
Coach Knowles has a very he likes to call his plays the way he does. That helps us a lot. I think it helped us throughout the whole season. But like I said, it came down to just executing and doing our job. And on those plays specifically, we didn't do that.
With Georgia's tight ends, both obviously challenge one's an All-American, the other's, Washington's huge. When you watch them on film, what presents the biggest challenge for you guys in the secondary with those two?
Just 2 athletic guys. They have a very athletic room. Not just those 2 guys, but they have different guys in that room that can do different things and kind of move better than the average tight end. But it's a challenge and it's an opportunity for the guys in the room and everyone else on the defense.
And with their quarterback stats, and they haven't taken a lot of sacks. The threat protection's been pretty good. When you see him, what is something with him that makes him tough to defend as well? He's obviously a veteran quarterback.
Yeah, like you just said, I think his experience, I think he's a little bit older than the guys that he's playing with, so he has that edge on some of his opponents. And anytime you're dealing with a QB who has experience, they can read things a little bit better. They can read the defense quicker and stuff like that. So you just got to be on your toes and be detailed in preparation.
And how much, is there a difference to it when you know that a lot of the players on this roster are 4- and 5-star guys, a lot of the players on their rosters are 5-star guys, and a lot of NFL players are going to be on this field? Is there something to that makes it extra exciting to prepare for when you know a lot of these guys are going to be playing on Sunday on both sides?
It's what you come here for. You want to compete against the best and play against the best, and ultimately that makes you a better player. So it's what you come here for.
Ronnie, you guys have played good tight ends before. 6, you guys have succeeded against good tight ends this year. Is there something different about Georgia knowing that they have 2, like you said, versatile tight ends on the field at the same time?
It's definitely going to be a challenge, like I said, but it's an opportunity for us to showcase our skills and as a defense to showcase that, whenever the challenge is presented, we're ready to take it on and handle business.
You guys as a team that feed off the national perception that how to take back into it, how to be here. Is that whole discussion? Is that something that even any of you guys talk about?
Nah, it doesn't really matter. Bottom line is what we playing in that game. So whether people feel like we should or shouldn't, it doesn't really matter because we are.
And Michigan played you before you guys. Michigan, if they win, how much extra motivation will that be? That's the prize at the end.
We gotta take it a day at a time, one practice at a time. Right now we're focusing on Georgia. So if that time comes, or when that time comes, we'll deal with it then.
Ronnie, when you have any loss or game like the Michigan game, how much in film do you go through and dissect maybe things that went wrong, or do you guys kind of know what went wrong and you flush it and put it behind you and move on to the next thing?
No, it's critical you dive into the film as a team, as a defense, as a unit. As hard as it is to watch the plays and stuff like that, you have to do it. It's a part of the game. And I think we did a good job of going over our mistakes and stuff like that. So we kind of have to.
Nobody wants to make mistakes. You guys work every day to make sure they don't happen. But when you look at what happened, how fixable would you say some of the issues against Michigan are?
It's very fixable, and I think that's what hurts us the most. Because no matter how the outside looks at it, we know what happened. We know what went wrong. And obviously, we got to do better and we got to fix it. There's no excuses. But I think that's what hurts the most when you know that it's problems that are fixable and just stuff that you do routinely.
So I can understand why that would hurt, right? But also, is there a part of it, and not that it's going to be easy against Georgia. Obviously, it's two great teams. But is there some idea of like, okay, we can make sure we don't do those things again in this next game, and if we don't make those same mistakes, we're going to be in a much better spot. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yep. Yeah. Most definitely. Yep.
Okay, so that's because sometimes it can just be like, oh man, like we did our best and a team still attacked us, right?
Yeah. No, that definitely wasn't the case. So yeah, we got to correct the things that we need correcting on.
Okay. And I'll ask a ninth question about this. Can you just describe maybe the confidence level or how you guys talk about it or what you see in practice? How would you describe your confidence in your ability to not have those things happen again?
I'd say, we've been having some of the best practice we had all season, just the energy and the motivation and for the guys in that room, offense and defense. Like I said earlier, being able to have this second chance is huge. So we're just doing everything we can to not let it slip through our fingers.
Okay.
Didn't get to ask you after
Is there maybe a little bit of extra juice to how you're approaching this game, seeing as how it might be the last one ever in a Buckeye uniform?
Yeah, you got to approach every game like it's your last, but most definitely, playing in the college football playoffs and having the chance to win a national championship, it's something that doesn't come along often. So you got to take advantage of the opportunity and do whatever's necessary.
What are you telling the guys, as far as practices are concerned? How are you leading them is there a difference in attitude, I guess, after the Michigan game before the announcement?
Yeah, for sure.
Right now, as far as your practices are concerned?
For sure. After that loss, we're probably at the lowest we could possibly be. So for us to get that news that we're back in it, I think everyone, including staff, they know what it means to be able to come back just because we've had it all taken away from us. So for us to have this chance, the guys don't need much motivation. We know what's at stake. We know what we can ultimately achieve by the end of the season, and it's right in front of us. So it's all on us.
Loose and aggressive, that's what Ronnie said he wants you guys to play like. Is that how you're approaching practice as well?
Who? You said Ronnie?
Yeah, Coach Day said loose and
Oh,
aggressive.
Ryan. Oh,
You don't call
Ryan.
him. You don't call him Ryan.
I thought he said Ronnie. I was like, I said that.
Yeah, don't you remember saying that?
But yep, yeah. He said that to us, and that's how we got to play come game day.
What would you? You would say the same thing then. Yeah. Hey, Ronnie, was or wasn't pass interference in your mind? It looked like you just went straight up through the guy like you're maybe Tom.
It's a tricky call, but it was definitely called PI. So I can't dwell on it too much.
Yeah, but so what do you learn from that call? You understand what I'm saying?
turn
I mean,
around.
because technique-wise, it looked almost perfect.
I thought that going kind of straight up and not at him,
Yeah.
I thought that would kind of stop the PI, but I guess it didn't. So in that case, you kind of just got to turn around and try to play offense as best as you can. And I think that'll help avoid the defensive PI call.
Yeah. Uncatchable ball, though. Did you yell that?
Yeah, I definitely thought that was going to come through and kind of get the flag out of there, but it didn't. So, you just got to live with it.
And what I'm leading up to here is, what is the key with these two tight ends that Georgia can throw at you? I mean, Darnell, zero, is 6'7", looks like he weighs 280. I mean, just a beast. And then the other guy can outrun some folks. They use him, Brock Bowers, they use him all kinds of different ways. What kind of special, challenge does that present when they put both those guys on the field?
Just discipline. You got to have great eye discipline, guarding tight ends, and Georgia they do a good job of, hiding them some ways and slipping them out here and there with a couple delays. So you just got to be disciplined.
How did you guys think you handled when you played Notre Dame and Michael Mayer was one of the best tight ends in the country? How did you feel like you guys did against that tight end?
I would say we definitely did pretty well against him. He had a lot of hype coming into the season, so it was a huge challenge for us, but also, like I said, an opportunity for us to showcase who we are as a defense. I would say I don't remember his stats, but I don't think he did too crazy.
He had like one big play, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't go crazy for sure.
Yeah, he had like 9 or 10 catches, but for
limited.
like nothing yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the key, right?
Yeah. So we knew they were going to target him a lot, but you just got to hold those explosive plays down.
I mean, the reason is like, I think Mayer, and then the combination of Bowers and Washington. I think those are probably they might be the best tight end situations in the country. And it's like, okay, well, you opened the season with one of those, and I thought you guys did as well against him as anybody in the country. Do you learn anything? Does that mean anything now when you're playing another offense that features the tight end and has some really talented guys at that position?
Just another opportunity to showcase our skills.
Yeah.
We'll do the work and do the right film study and stuff for them. Like I said, they do a lot of stuff with their tight ends. But it's just another chance for us to showcase our skills.
Ryan, what has been drilled the last 2 weeks too, though, about basically 3 big plays against the secondary? I mean, when you break it down, because 3 big pass plays for touchdowns. Well, what have y'all drilled mostly about that? About knowing where your help is, about knowing you don't have, one where a guy just broke right out over the middle and there was no safety there, obviously, because y'all were doing other shenanigans with your safety. What were, I guess, the lessons learned from that, from those 3 plays in particular?
We talked about those and after watching the film. And these past few practices, we've just been working on the basics and fundamentals. The coaches have done a great job of explaining to us when we're wrong and stuff like that. So we've been drilling in those things. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a thing about giving up a 25-yard pass but not letting it go for 50, right? I mean, is that part of the drill?
Yeah,
that sometimes you are going to get beat.
Yeah, you got to get the ball on the ground. They might catch a big one or they might run a big one, but it's on us as a secondary, as the last line of defense, so to speak, to get the ball down. So when you fail those things, you got to drill those things and practice over and over again.
Yeah, we'll probably ask you this next week or a week and a half from now in Georgia, but I'm going to ask it right now. When you're playing a guy like Stetson Bennett, who can just keep a drive alive by running, scrambling. Well, J.J. McCarthy did that a few times, etc. Some other quarterbacks did that against y'all. What have y'all, I just re-emphasized in that regard about not letting quarterbacks escape, or because occasionally they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, for the secondary, whenever that quarterback's scrambling or anything like that, we're kind of taught to plaster our guy, stay man-to-man on our guy and let the D-line or linebackers, whoever containing the quarterback, to do their job. We all have a job on the field. If we all do our job, we'll all be happy.
What are your impressions of the receivers? I know you talk about the tight ends, but McConkey's one of the guys that he made several big plays for them, and then Jackson. It's almost like we talk about the tight ends so much that they've got 2 pretty good guys on the outside.
They
as well.
definitely have 2 good receivers. Definitely something that we're not overlooking. We've watched the film, and I really like 84. I feel like he's one of those really good detailed, shifty receivers that you always gotta lock in when you line up against. They have a great set of receivers, and like I said earlier, it's just another great chance for us to show our skills, another good opportunity.
Ronnie, and I know you guys run whatever Coach Knowles calls for you guys, but I think Michigan's first touchdown, I think you and Lathan blitzed, and I think Tommy and Steele blitzed on that play, an aggressive call, and 1 missed tackle, and it's a touchdown. I know Coach Knowles and Coach Day have said you guys want to be aggressive, right? But just in general, what's it like for any defense trying to balance being aggressive, 0 blitz at times, get after them, and then all the other times maybe drop coverage and make them make a play? I know it's easy from here to try to look at it, but what is the right balance for any defense?
I'm not a D coordinator, a coach or anything, but like I said earlier, it comes down to 3 things: fundamentals, technique, and execution. And on those plays those big plays, we didn't do either of those 3 things. It came down to a tackle that needed to be made, we didn't make it. And several other plays where it came down to, simple things that we just know that we could do, and we just failed to do it on that play. So at the end of the day, we just got to get better on those things.
What does, when you guys do at times, though, come after a quarterback, what kind of effect does that have? Maybe even if you don't get home on that play, how important is it maybe at times to put that in a quarterback's head to let him know there's going to be times when you guys are going to get after him with a couple blitzers?
It's good. As a blitzer, it's fun.
Yeah.
As a defender, it's not so fun. You kind of just praying on them to get there as quick as possible, but it's needed in this era of college football.
Yeah.
You got to put pressure on the quarterback. You got to force him to get it out early and stuff like that. And it's worked for us, this whole season. It doesn't just come down to one game, but like I said, we failed to do those things in those big plays during that game, and we just got to work on those to get better.
So when you're the guy going after the quarterback, let it rip. It's all fun. But there are times when someone else has that assignment and you're back there as a last line of defense. There's no help, man.
Nah, it's not the best feeling. But it's football. It's what you signed up for.
Okay.
Do you like the way?
Last question for Ronnie.
Oh, do you like the way? Well, yeah, he can go. Well, just quick, and you answer him. Do you like the way Coach Knowles has called the defense this year? I mean, of course you got to say yeah, but I mean,
yeah, I do.
You
I like the aggressiveness. I like it. So yeah, I like it.
Ronnie, what's the key in the week of practice after the Michigan game? You don't know if you have another game to really play for. What's the key to stay motivated in practice?
It's extremely hard. You feel like you lost everything. You feel like everything was gone. But Coach Jay did a great job of keeping our heads in it. It's hard to come in the facility and stuff like that, but he told us it's not over till it's over, basically. And he was right. We came in and still practice and stuff like that week after. In the moment, we may not have wanted to do it, but we look at it now, and I'm glad Coach Day had us out there.
Tanner mentioned JT had talked to you guys. Got you guys going. What was that like to see from him?
Last
a young
question
guy.
for Ronnie.
Who spoke up?
It was huge. JT's a phenomenal player, but he's a phenomenal kid off the field as well. You can ask anyone in the locker room. So for him, especially being I don't really treat him like a young guy because, once you start making plays, you're making plays. But for him to be the grade he's in, the age he's in, and where he's at development-wise, for him to come up in front of the whole team and kind of just open up his heart to us, it was huge. And I think it opened up a lot of the other guys' hearts too. We're still in this. It's not over. And it's not over.
Ronnie, thank you very much.
Appreciate y'all, man.
DJ, put you right at the middle here.